thing about the game yesterday, there's plenty of room to look at and say, we have to be better. Like, offense scored 35 points. That's great. But it wasn't a well-oiled machine. DeAndre Swift was fantastic. I mean, he hit the hole running and gone. That was great to see. But they've got to work on some things. They need to work more in a passing game that only had 215 yards passing. Missed some open receivers, and also looked like there wasn't some good communication between receiver and quarterback. Defensively, obviously there's stuff to work on. You know, they need to be better at containing a quarterback if they're going to run in that situation again. Fortunately, as we enumerated, they don't run into a situation like that until Thanksgiving. But the secondary has to be better. Linebacker play has to be better. The entire defense has got to be better. I thought they were way overly aggressive to start the game, but I kind of figured that was going to be the case anyway, like a big adrenaline dump going on early. And then things settled down and looked like the Philadelphia Eagles were able to pass protect pretty well after that he wasn't really under too much duress when he stayed in the pocket. Now, when he left the pocket and he's got 10 guys chasing him, Jalen Hurts did an amazing job of running to the sideline and throwing it at the last second to not take the sack. Because he's got that kind of speed, that's why I'm saying it's a different ball game if it's Carson Wentz. And that's who they play Sunday, and it already has a must-win feel to it.
Yeah, and if the defense comes out and plays the same way, they're going to be way more successful.
They should be.
The question is, will the defense not just play the same way? Will they get better? I mean, Aiden Hutchinson played 60-something snaps and had half a tackle. I expect that to get better. Rodrigo played less snaps, made more of an impact. Derek Barnes had a couple of tackles. I mean, we'll go through and do the ratio of some of the guys before the show is done, but there's reason to believe this group could be better. But, Kang, you were low in terms of win total, but actually optimistic at the same time because you're trying to keep it in perspective of what a team that went 3-13-1 will come back and do with one off season. What was your overall take?
I think people's reaction to this game all depends on what your expectations were for the game and for the season. So I think if you expected 7-8 wins, you're going to be more disappointed than someone like me who expected 5 wins. And I expected a double-digit loss, like a 10, 12-point loss to the Eagles. I thought this was – I know what you're saying, Gabe. There were some similarities to the Niners game, like being behind a lot during the game. But overall, though, I don't think this was a Niners game from last year. And I'm not saying you thought that.
I said there were some elements to it, but it wasn't not the same by a long shot.
As strange as it sounds, even when they were down 17, I always felt the Lions were within striking distance of making it a game. Not necessarily winning the game, but striking distance with making a game because it's the things I saw on the field, particularly the offensive line. They didn't even have their full 5 starters, and I thought the offensive line would play great, opening up huge holes. DeAndre Swift shows he's got burst. He can be that home run type tailback. I think they protected well for the most part. I think Goff was really rusty to start the game, so finding his receivers, getting in rhythm, things like that, I think can be corrected. And they were corrected more in the second half when he threw the ball more. But I thought the offensive line looked great. The defense, I thought was going to be terrible, and they weren't good. Some of that, of course, is Jalen Hurts, the type of quarterback he is. Getting out of the pocket, being able to scramble. Will things change as they move on, as you guys look down for the schedule and see there's less mobile quarterbacks? Yeah, maybe, but also those less mobile quarterbacks are better throwers than Jalen Hurts. So there's a different element you're going to have to defend, so we'll see how the defense reacts to that. Overall, they lost by 3 points to a team I think that's definitely going to make the playoffs, maybe win their division, maybe make a Super Bowl run. This is like, if you want this team to be good this year and be on the graphic, you're not looking for moral victories. I don't think they're going to be that good. So this is a moral victory in a sense. I never thought they were going to win the game. I never thought they'd be finish the game within 3 points. I saw signs. The things that scare me, Dan Campbell, some of the moves he made, some of the decisions he made during the game. But as far as the effort, we knew the effort was going to be there. These guys never give up. They played till the end, and they were, as whatever you want to say, they were one stop away at the end of the game and getting that ball back and tying the game and maybe going for a win against the Eagles, which I agree with Doug. I don't think they could have scored at any moment, even though they scored 38 points. They were still trying to score, and they were held scoreless in the fourth.
Oh, again, you look at the plays they ran in the fourth quarter. They were short passes, and they were running.
I thought they should have thrown more, to be honest with you.
I think they were trying to run some clock, and it backfired against them because the short passing game wasn't there. It was incomplete passes that stopped the clock instead of keeping the clock moving.
would they have one deep throw to A.J. Brown as soon as Will Harris was out there covering him? I don't think they had Jalen throw the ball deep too much.
That was in the third quarter, yeah.
Yeah, I think they threw one down to Devontae Smith. That I think it was offsetting penalties on that one. But overall, it was Jalen Hurts' feet, his mobility hurting you. The defense has got to step up. I think every team after week 1 is going to be like, there's things we got to get better at. Every team has that. The question is, can you get better at that stuff? And that's what we'll find out with the Lions or not.